Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be doing my second deck review, and the deck that I have here is the Cohort Ghost Edition by Illusionist. Now, bit of a side note with this deck, for any magician out there who is a fan of Illusionist, I'm sure within the past week or two, I think we all noticed that their website just was gone. It just disappeared. And then of course they emailed everyone saying, it's like, oh, everyone calm down, Illusionist isn't dead. Apparently they just had to destroy the web. Well, the very simplified version, I'm not going to, give you a verbatim for the email, but the very simplified version, they just simply had to take down the website to make the website better. Because, Illusionist is growing, and when I receive that email, I usually don't buy too many things from Illusionist. I bought one or two things. I just kind of buy magic products and cards from just elsewhere. And so, however, I noticed that for any orders $10 more, you can actually get this deck of cards sent to you for free. And so I was like, well, yeah, sure. Since I, want to do more of these deck reviews, and I was like, why not? So we'll go ahead and get to the tuck case. As you can see, the tuck case kind of has this color scheme of a bit of white, a bit of bits of gold here and there, and just sort of this black border. As you can see, we've got almost all the pips right here, and there's a bit of a spade. And just here is really just the rest of the tuck case, and that's probably going to be the back design. I haven't opened these. Funny thing, before I was about to record this video, I noticed, I always just assume that most cards that I buy online that are just, a little more expensive, they have a little pull tab right here, and that allows you to, pull the tab off, and then you're able to take off the cellophane. But then I realized that they didn't, and so I'm really glad that I noticed that, because I would have been, you would have just witnessed me struggling to take off the cellophane, so I actually did that beforehand. And now these are, of course, manufactured by the Illusionist playing card company, Cohort classic playing cards on the side, and they have a luxury pressed E7 stock. I have never, used a deck of playing cards with that stock, so we're going to see how these feel. Oh my goodness, you're going to see me struggle with this pull tab. Oh my goodness. They make these cards indestructible nowadays, don't they? Okay. I'm very, we're going to be right, oh, no, there it is. Haha. Success. Oh my goodness, more cellophane. I'll be right back to take this off. Okay, I'm back. And I actually noticed they may not have had a pull tab for their tuck case, but they had a pull tab for their cards. So they have their priorities different, I guess. Okay, so let's just get that cellophane off. Now here are the cards themselves. So we're going to start off, as you can see, we have the Jokers. Once again, they're not identical, but they have one's obviously a red color scheme, the other one's a black color scheme. So we'll set those to the side. And now on the other side, we have, what do we have here? Okay, so as you can see, we have a double backer, and this is probably just a duplicate card. And that's so two really useful things for Magic. And we'll go ahead and start off right here. So we have the Ace of Spades. As you can see, it's a regular spade with Cohort on it, Cohort Classics, and a little printed in Belgium. And so we'll kind of go through. I'd say the colors, obviously it's still black, but it's almost just a lighter tone of black than just maybe a standard bicycle brand. So we'll keep going through. And now here are the court cards. Definitely a different, more of just a very. You'll notice all throughout this series, I am not the best with adjectives, just something about it, but here's just really just the design of the court cards. And here's the diamond. So that is new. This is my first time opening this deck, by the way, obviously, because I was unaware that the cards had the cellophane on them. So as you can see, the pips themselves are still just a very standard red, nothing very too different, but the actual indices, as you can see, have just a gray sort of, yeah, I'd call that gray mixed with black. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, that's actually really weird. I don't know. I kind of like it. There's a bit of contrast to it. Here are the court cards once again. And then here are the clubs. I'd say probably with the indices, they almost appear just a little thicker, I suppose. And what I mean by that is just something about the club just it pops out a little bit more. You might be able to see that. And if you just are very familiar with Bicycle brand, just something about it just makes them pop a little bit more. So we'll kind of keep going through. And then here's the hearts. And that should be the ace of hearts right here. So that's really what the design looks like. Let's go ahead and just flip it over. So these are bordered once again, but what I've noticed with cards that have a very like lighter design and just white tones all throughout, when they have a white border, it almost doesn't show up. And same thing with cards that have a black border. If it's darker colors all throughout, it's very hard to see it, but these are bordered. And here's sort of the rest of the design. Let me get a bit of a closer look. So as you can see the corners, you've got this like, you've got birds all throughout. I think it's kind of cool. This design is very hypnotizing. I actually really like this design, something about it. I haven't really owned cards that have a lighter color scheme all throughout, just white tones. I've mostly owned cards that have just a darker tone. So that's sort of what the design looks like, and we'll see how it looks with a fan. Oh, yeah, so as you can see, you can really just barely see the border themselves, and you can kind of see the rest of the back design, and we'll see how it looks kind of in the front. All right, so so that was really just the designs. In terms of functionality, these do feel like rather broken in, just straight out of the cellophane, which is quite like spectacular. But I think that's how it is with most, like when you pay just a little bit more, you're probably going to get that broken in feel. So yeah, these feel rather broken in just straight from the start. So that's actually really good. Overall, I do really like the design. I don't really have anything really to, just from the start, I don't see anything that I have to complain about this deck. I do really like the, just overall, I do really like the back design. That's what I really liked about it the most. Something that is just very hypnotizing. In terms of the colors, I don't really mind this, you know, how the indices and the pips are different. I actually do kind of like that contrast. I guess it would be rather confusing for a spectator when you're just like, all right, what color was your card? And they're like, oh, well, it was kind of red and gray. And I was like, you know. So aside from that, overall, I'd say with functionality, as I said, they do feel broken in, and that's really good. That way you don't have to spend some time, you know, breaking in your cards. Definitely, these are more magic oriented. As you can see, we have a duplicate card and we have double backer. Overall, I do like the Joker design as well. Obviously, they're contrasting, so that's actually really nice. So there's not really much else I can say about this deck. Overall, very good deck of playing cards. And so yeah, that really does it for this deck review. I really hope you guys like this, and I will see you guys next time.